Hello everybody, Jessica here. I am back. I am a day behind on my Summerween Craft Alongs 13 Spooky Prompts Challenge because yesterday we had to take the dogs to the vet to get a booster shot because they killed a groundhog in the backyard a couple days ago. So that totally stressed me out and threw me off. But everybody's fine. Everything's good. So here we are catching up. So I have to do day 5, distress. And is anybody there? Oh, I haven't written the story yet either. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's all right. We can do that together. So what I am thinking is Cora, the main character of my spooky story, has gone to the library, or someone has tipped her off to go to the library. And in the library is a book laid out on the library table. It's a big, old, wonderful library with, floor to ceiling shelves and drapes over the windows and big, comfortable chairs and tables for nooks for reading. And on one of the tables is a book, and the book is going to have some indications that it is either like a special collections or a secret archive. I printed out some, these are from the Old Design Shop, Antiquarian Library Printable Ephemera, it says. And there's some really good labels on these. So I think I'm going to use some of these. And then I printed out this book cover that has a spine from the Graphics Fairy. And then this paper that I have cut to size and distressed a bit already is a Tim Holtz backdrop. Now, what she's going to find when she opens up the book is that it's not a book at all, but a secret hiding place for the key. Now, this is the key that I had on the front of my box. I'll put it back there, I think, eventually, but for now, this is how she acquires this key. And this key is going to be for, what did I say it was going to be? It was for there was a label that I found that I was going to use. Oh, the secret archive. So this is going to be for the secret archive, and I have to put a label on it. And the way I've been doing this is I had a bunch of book pages that a long time ago I had glued together, and I had gessoed one side. I'm not actually using the gessoed side. I'm just using the regular side. And what I've been doing is just kind of randomly taking my craft knife, my X-Acto here, and doing kind of an Xing out of the general shape I want it to take, and then just peeling, just tearing. And it's oldish paper. It's actually from a set of encyclopedias that I got from my school library when they were discarding them. And they have turned out to be super useful. And I am just tearing around. I'm making this one a little bit bigger, so I think it's going to be the top one. I had planned to use all of them, but I think I'm done with this game. And then I take my sanding disc, and I've been distressing the edges, and then using walnut stain distress oxide to give it some color. And then what I'm going to do is just glue the edges together and glue them into the book. Now, the part of is anybody there is going to be, as I'm thinking, is some footsteps are what have led her to the library in the first place. So she followed the sound of footsteps. And then the key and the secret archive is going to lead her to yet another location, and she's going to have to use the key to open a door. And I think there's a door. Is there a door prompt? Keep the door locked. So the 8th is the keep the door locked prompt. Oops. Wrong side. That's okay. And I don't know if we'll be able to wait till then. We'll see. But I should mention, if you've been following along, or even if you haven't been following along, the idea is that Cora has inherited her grandmother's house. And there have been some cryptic messages left by her grandmother. And there have been some interesting discoveries, like the rookery, where she made friends with the bats and the ravens that they use to send mail in this world. And Cora doesn't know why she was chosen to be the recipient of the estate, of the family estate. So I'm just layering these up because this will form the inside of the book box. The secret place to hide things inside a book, inside a library. And eventually, I think this is going to be, as you do, some kind of love story. The other characters we know of is there is a kind of like a butler house manager named Victor. And in my head, there is also a woman who's like in charge of the maids, but we haven't really met her yet, even though she's there in my head. So perhaps we'll have to meet her. Ooh, in the kitchen. So tomorrow's, or the next, which is really today, is wax and pick your poison. So maybe Cora will have an interaction with this housekeeper, head housekeeper woman, and it will have something to do with poisons. And then we can also just mush these up here so it looks like they have been used and things have been taken in and out for ages and bumped and mushed against the sides. So just stressing it some more. I'll take some more walnut stain, like so. And maybe I will just do a little bit of water on here to activate the oxide, see what kind of look we get from. Might as well take advantage of what it was designed to do, right? Okay, that looks properly distressed. Put my glue back together. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside for just a second here. I did not grab my towel. There's my towel. And let's look at this cover. So I had selected this tag, and my thought is that it will get glued down onto the tag. So I don't have to worry about the back of the tag. But I do want this spine to cover it. And I had pulled off some, sorry, oh, I'm sorry, cheesecloth. And I wanted to use the cheesecloth as well. So let me use a glue stick. This is a Tombow Mono. It has a really good smell. I just sniffed the glue. Yes, I did that. I just sniffed the glue because different glues have different smells and some of them are really good. I'm gonna have that like that. And then this is the front cover. But I actually want the here, we might as well do this. I think I want the cheesecloth showing, like peeking out. So this is to give the idea that this is an old repaired book. Because if it's being used as a secret stash, it should go there. It's going to be opened and closed a lot, and it will be well worn and used. Okay. I really like this Barely Art glue. This is the first bottle I've ever had of the Barely Art glue, but I really like it. Okay. So yes. And then I'll cut off this and fray, fray, fray. Okay. Oops. So I know that this book spine is wider than the spine. I thought I was going to be able to have it bend around, but I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to make it cooperate. Oh, maybe cooperating with the bending around so that you can see. There we go. Okay. So I think this needs a little bit more distress on the edges. And then this can get glued down here. I'm not quite ready to glue it down because that is a big commitment. I'm thinking I want to leave it towards the bottom, so I might want to use some of these labels. So I have Secret Archive. I've got this pocket Special Collections manuscript. The Special Collections might work well there. I also have, this is printed on matte photo paper, not photo paper, matte presentation paper. So it's good paper, but it's not heavy. Case B, shelf 4. Literary notes, bookbinder, map cabinet. So I like this Case B, shelf 4. That might mean something. Oh, and we have some ex libris things here. North Wall Reference Room. That's what I was thinking of calling it, the North Wall Reference Room. So let's let's, this Ex Libris is going to be too big, but this Ex Libris would fit, or this well distressed one could actually go actually, it might be too wide. All right, we're going to go with this one here. And we're going to have the private library. And should we have this to have the key sitting on? Or do we just want the, well, let's try it out. If I cut it out, we can audition it. Okay. So I am just going to give this a little wobble so it doesn't look really perfectly, because it looks kind of distressed already, kind of aged. Give it a little wobble there. Okay. Get rid of the white. All right, so private library. Ooh, I like the way that looks. And then we have our Ex Libris. And once again, this is from the old design shop, that from their store on Etsy. Somewhere, I have a whole bunch of Tim Holtz Halloween things, Halloween ephemera and backdrops, and I have found some of it, but I know I'm missing a ton of it, because I know I have the Tim Holtz, the faces of like gauges and things, and I think it's all together, and I cannot find it. Cannot find those gauges, and I think it's with the other things. Okay, I like that. Ex Libris, private library. And do we want this fancy little ornamentation to go behind the key? Like that. Okay, here is my totally obscures. Yeah, I like that better. I did a very mediocre job lining up those things, but that's okay, because it is vintage, right? It's old and vintagey. Okay, so let me glue these down. Let me give this a little bit of more of a distress. There we go. It has been tired and re-glued over the course of its life. Straight. Okay, and we should probably stamp a number on there, huh? Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm jiggling you all kinds of things today. So I have these. This is going to be too big. Nope, I think that works. My favorite numbers are 13 and 42. Also, let's see, I like 11 and, I don't know, 7 is good. But I think I'll do 42 for this. I suppose 13 might be good. I was born on the 13th. I know a lot of people think 13 is an unlucky number, but it certainly worked out well for me, because that is my birthday. I'm a Sag. December 13th. And my daughter is the 11th, and my dad is the 7th, and my mom is the 23rd. We're all December birthdays, although my mom is a Capricorn. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 13. And let me get some other ink. Here we have some archival ink and ground espresso. I wonder if that's going to show. Nah, I don't think that's going to show. Maybe. It'll be subtle. Oh, perfect. Lovely. Okay, that goes back up here where it lives. I'm so sorry about the shaking today. Am I reaching? I had thought in my head that I was going to get 2 videos done today to get caught up, but I don't think that's going to happen because I went to yoga this morning with my friend, and then I made a lovely lunch for myself and my husband, and then we did some errands and went for a swim, and then we went to the farmer's market. Okay, I'm going to glue this down. And here I am, and he's being very kind. We still need to go do the grocery shopping, but he said he would do the grocery shopping so that I could get my video done. So I appreciate that very much. Okay, I don't want this to interfere with the hinge. If it sticks out a little bit on this side, that's really okay. Okay, it can be a little bit of a rounded spine. There we go. It's all a little bit damp, but that's okay. And then my key, where's my key? I lost my key. There it is. Okay, there's my key. And I want something to go both on the front of my book I want something there as well. So let's see what we have here. I want something landscape this way to the reading room. Reference room north. You know what? I could print this up smaller and maybe some of these would fit better. I had one in mind. Secret Archive. Secret Archive. Let's go with Secret Archive for the front here. Should I back this onto some card to give it some humph? Will it fit on here? No, that's too small. But I do have this scrap here. All right, so let's cut this out. Actually, I'm just gonna keep putting things down and losing them. What did I just, oh, here it is. Wrong search image. Okay, glue stick. Does smell good. The other glue that smells really good is the Scotch crafting glue. That has a really nice smell as well. Some of them don't smell good. Ah, sticky. Okay, and ta-da! I'm going to stick that down like that give it a little bit of oomph. I'm just peeking over my shoulder. I would like to put a piece of twine through it. All right, so maybe this is what's gonna go. I think it should go on the book though. It's amazing how well this distress ink just it just works so well. This one, oh, get out of there so I can see. There we go. Okay, so I could tie that there, but it needs to have something on the front. Ashcombe Library Documents, Deed of Gift, Private Papers, 1899. Oh, that's kind of good too. And this is the right shape. I just don't want it to be totally plain. And I could put this on as a pocket, but I don't want it to be a pocket. I want it to be a glued down, because it could be like a decoy. Like, how boring. Why would you want to look in a book full of private papers? Well, you would if you know that the book is not what it seems. And it's from the secret archive. Okay, and now I need a little bit of twine. And I think, I should, oh, here we go. Yeah, got this. My dog found this at some point. Masters of Mayhem. Good thing they're so sweet. I have an older dog who's a boy, and he's like 9, and then his name is Kenai, after one of our favorite places in Alaska, and the girl is Sandy, and she came with that name, and she's 4.5, and she is such a purveyor of chaos. He's sweet. He's mixed. They're both husky mixes. He's mixed with something like lab or golden retriever, and he is just a sweet, charming boy. When we first got him, we named him Kenai Casanova, because he's such a lover. He will just climb into anyone's lap and snuggle and just super mellow. But she is a nutter. He wasn't ever a stray. They're both rescues, but his mother was a stray, and so he was born into a home that was fostering the mother. So he's only ever known love, whereas and they're both from the deep south, like Mississippi or something, and but she wasn't. She was a stray. So she had to, fight for her food. So we had to deal with a little bit of resource guarding when we first got her. And she has a really strong prey drive, hence the groundhog. Okay. And I like those two, how those two kind of tie in. This isn't going to be a super, super complicated card tag, but it does have the secret compartment. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have taken a page out of Belle's book and done a magnet. I haven't glued this down yet, have I? Can I still peel this up? No, I can't peel this up. That's okay. There's always where there's a will, there's a way. So I can take this strip and maybe give it a little bit of a closure like this. And do a magnet there and a magnet here. And on this one, I could just use a piece of this to hold that down. And that will get glued behind there. And then to go over this, I can do another thing from here. Authorized reader, please reply, bound in London, bookseller station, map cabinet, case B, shelf 4. That's the one. I wanted to use this anyway, so you see it was meant to be. This will hide the magnet. Distress, distress, distress. That's a Tony technique. Bam. Okay. And then we'll just put a dab of glue underneath there and a dab of glue there and some glue on here. And that will hold down the magnet. And then that will go like this. And then this whole thing will get glued down like so. Ça. And then, oh, I lost the other magnet. Sorry, it'll turn up. I have more. Like that. And then like this. And I think I will round the edges. That will go like that. Like that. And I still need to write about her experience, write the story on the back of the tag, but maybe I'll write it on a different piece of paper and then glue that on. Yeah. And then for this, where's my corner rounder? It's a corner chomper. There we go. Ta-da! Oops. Did I mess that up? Nope. Just a lot of paper. Okay. So there, minus the story bit is, I know it's a little plain on the top, isn't it? That's okay. You know what? Not everything. All right, maybe it does. All right, I think it needs a little bit of cheesecloth up here. A little bit of cheesecloth. And then north wall. Maybe I should just, or reference room. Maybe I should just cut out the reference room. Reading room. I could cut out the reading room. That would fit. North wall. Special collections. I cut this out to fit because it is definitely a special collection. Modify this a little bit to look like a card. That one didn't work well. There we go. Too much stuff on my desk again. Here it is. Okay, so nope, I need to take off just it's a little too tall. That'll work. And then I think it needs boo-boo tape. And then someone needed to fix that and get it to stick on properly with some boo-boo tape. Here's a boo-boo tape with the number. No, don't want that number. I think just some boo-boo tape. Some there, and then on the bottom as well. That's a good piece. Just jumped out and said, pick me, pick me. Okay, so her next adventure, or one of her next adventures or mysteries, she's got to figure out who led her to the library, who had the footsteps that she followed to find the library. There we go. Ah, that's better. And then where does the key go to? She's got to find where the key goes. Where's that magnet? There we go. All right. So that is I'm going to write that up and stick it on the back. But that is my tag for distress and is anybody there? And then I'm thinking about my wax and my pick my poison. Maybe tomorrow I will get through dried flowers, memento mori. Oh, that's so cool. And those two, we'll see. Or maybe I'll just be stick with it being a day behind. But that's where I am. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.